Is Baker Mayfield a better option than Sam Darnold for the Carolina Panthers right now? All in today's edition of Pantherology. Pantherologists, what is going on, guys? Welcome to Pantherology. Now, Pantherologists, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, Clay, where have you been? What have you been doing? Why haven't you been posting? Why haven't you been doing this? Why haven't you been consistent? Well, first off, guys, I had to get a new computer. That took a lot of time and money. And so that started a new company, started working for another company. If those of you don't know, I work from home. I'm in the tech industry, so I started a whole new company, and so I've been going through a lot of training, but now we are back. I've got a new computer. We've got everything rolling. Now, I know that the subscribers are still there. You guys have still hung around with me, and I appreciate all the support, so continue to stay on because I am coming back, and I will be consistent now at least, a couple times a week. So be on the lookout for videos. Going to have a mock draft coming out here soon. Might do that tomorrow night. Might go live tomorrow night and do a mock draft. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, before we get into today's video, as always, make sure you pound that like button, pound that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000. That is where we're going to try to hit for next until the next season. Every 500, maybe I will do a giveaway or something. So just keep that in mind. Also, make sure you can leave a comment. Get in the comment sections, comment amongst yourselves. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts, maybe your ideas about maybe should we go after Baker Mayfield or should we stick with Sam Darnold? Should we draft a quarterback in the draft or should we go offensive tackle in the draft? Should we trade back in the draft? So many options, so many things to talk about. Of course, it's the off season. It's crazy to think that we have this much to talk about with it being the off season. Also, make sure you click that post notifications bell, guys, so you don't miss out on any new videos. Other than that, let's get down to business. Now, the former Brown starter might be of interest to the Carolina Panthers. Now, will the Carolina Panthers gamble on Malik Willis or, we've been talking about Kenny Pickett or Matt Corral as the franchise future in this year's NFL draft? Will they attempt to bring in a veteran like Baker Mayfield or Jimmy G? Who knows, right? I mean, it's all rumors as of right now. So as we get closer to the draft night, we should have, I think, a very clear notion of which direction the Panthers are leaning towards. But for now, there's a lot of smoke around Baker Mayfield potentially being a Panther. Now, I did read up a little bit on Cleveland.com. The Panthers have the inside track, so to speak, on that former number one overall selection, as in Baker Mayfield. Now, the reports of a potential deal spread, rapidly on social media, leaving many Panther supporters thinking, oh no, not again. Like, what are we doing? Right. And even wide receiver Robbie Anderson, of course, put his 2 cents out there on an Instagram post about the whole topic. And so, no, Mayfield isn't the most enticing option for the Carolina Panthers. I understand that, guys, but he could be the best one available as of right now. I mean, Carolina swung and missed on Deshaun Watson and apparently tried to swing a deal for Russell Wilson before he was traded to Denver. So that whole exchange, on the other hand, did not go very far. So if the Panthers don't fall in love, I think with one of these quarterbacks in the draft, Sam Darnold might lead the offense again in 2022. Unfortunately, that is until they get assistance. And is it possible to strike a trade for Mayfield? Would it even be considered an upgrade? Some of you say yes. Some of you don't really care. Some of you think maybe we should just draft. But I think yes and yes to both of those questions. Let me start by saying that the Panthers should only make a deal for Mayfield if the asking price is right, which should be incredibly low. Unfortunately for the Browns. Now, the Browns are prepared to cover a large portion of Mayfield's 2022 contract. I have a hard time thinking that Carolina will be satisfied with 2 quarterbacks earning $18 million apiece. Now, the Browns understand that the market for Mayfield is quite limited, and that what they desire is unlikely to be met in exchange. So, the Panthers, for example, do not have a second or third round pick in this draft. However, I don't think they'd trade such a high choice to Cleveland unless they are promised to cover at least 90% of Mayfield's 2022 contract. Now, this transaction will not go through if Carolina is required to deliver a future day 2, selection. So, in terms of on-field performance, it would be unquestionably be an improvement over Sam Darnold. However, it's difficult to place all of the responsibility of last year's lackluster of an offense on Darnold's shoulders because of the terrible protection he received. And despite the fact that the offensive line was a wreck, Darnold made a slew of plays and decisions on his own that really demonstrated he is not the franchise solution at the quarterback position. Now, Mayfield has had success in the league, and given the appropriate situation, he has the potential to be a great starting quarterback in this league. This guy did, after all, lead the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs for the first time since 2003. That's a huge accomplishment in itself. All right. So, if things don't work out with Mayfield, you'll be free to go on next offseason when he becomes an unrestricted free agent. The last thing Carolina wants to do is go into the season with no competition for Sam Darnold's starting job. Now, GM Scott Fitterer has stated repeatedly that competition would be introduced to the room, and I expect him to keep his word on that. So guys, that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm glad to be back. Glad everything has worked out now with the computer situation and all that. And I appreciate y'all still sticking around and supporting me. It means a lot. Also, shout out to the Carolina Panthers Den on Facebook. Make sure you go check out my Instagram and Twitter. I'm active on there. Go check me out. I'm even on TikTok, just messing around on there and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do some football content. I'm not sure yet. But other than that, as always, before I leave you guys, make sure y'all keep pounding.